Hi everyone. Welcome back to A Sky Full of Stars, Saya's Route, Episode 6. So we hit some pretty big conflicts in Saya's route. The fact that Saya's running away from the mother and is taking shelter in Korona's place. Even though Korona and Saya are not really together. So apparently Saya has been going out too much and she got caught by the school, and the school went after Saya's mother for bad parenting. And Saya doesn't really trust anyone, and she feels that Hikari and Akito, they really want Saya to go back to the mother. It's like, well, the mother came to the Satome convenience store and is concerned about you. And Saya's like, well, don't go after me. And it turns out that the mother is okay with Saya going with Akito. It's like, well, I know that Saya's been helping you a lot, and I know you very well. And during the dark times, I was the one who was making Oden to help you out. So it looks like this part is all squared away, but they have to let Saya know that it's not as bad as what she's thinking about right now, and they have to go find Saya. So let's see how it goes from here and how they're going to resolve this with Saya directly. I'm sorry. So she got that nickname because she brings Oden to our school so many times. So it's the other girls who are giving Saya that name. Well, it looks like it, so yeah. Saya's mom burst out laughing. Well, I guess I was like that too. Well, I'm sorry. So I know it's a really bad title for Saya. As I bow my head again, Hikari grins and pokes me in the side. Well, at least this works. Hey, shut up. So watching us, Saya's mom smiles kindly. So Saya's mom is closer to us than just our friends' mom. Well, probably because she felt that way too. So please continue to help her. Well, we certainly will. She still hadn't made up her daughter, and she doesn't know where Saya is sleeping, but the understanding seems to relieve her. That's good. But there is one more mystery to solve. And that's why we are here today. So Amanogawa-san?
そうだったわね。どうぞ、好きに見てちょうだい。あなたたちになら、あの子も怒らないでしょう。
So, what are they here for? Oh, thank you very much. So, we found what we are looking for right away.
あれじゃない?
So, wait, this is it? Hikari picks up a tote bag off a shelf. It was the bag that Saya had when she was walking alone at night. She didn't seem to want to let anyone see inside.
ママ、中見ちゃうね。
So we think that the reason Saya walks alone at night might be in here. So neither Hikari or I know what's inside or have any guess. I opened the tote bag, prepared for some terrible secret to fly out. So what caused it to...
ノート
So there are 3 notebooks inside. And also inside are writing utensils, a flashlight covered in red cellophane, as well as earmuffs and gloves for winter. Hikari opens the notebook.
これ何
Wait, what's this? Sketches? Well, I don't know what the drawings are at first. There are many dots written on the light graph paper. And there are small dots, large dots, and hazy dots. Other than that, there are azimuth points and what looks like the silhouette of a mountain range, and weather records written periodically.
星
I realize I recognize the position of the dots, so they're stars. So these are sketches of the stars. So Hikari flips through the notebook.
全部のページに同じようなスケッチが書いてある。この一冊だけじゃないよ。こっちのノートも。
So the more we turn the pages, the more we are amazed. So it's a unmistakable stargazing record. And also,
5年分ある。
so there's so many records, and it spans 5 years. Hikari whispers this after opening the first page of the oldest notebook.
何これ。どういうこと
Well, I don't know, but this means that Saya was drawing this when she was out alone at night. Okay. And as a pace of once a week for 5 years. So notes recording her stargazing. So what for? So why did she do this by herself? So we have solved the mystery of Saya's night walks, only to discover an even bigger mystery. Or so it would seem.
ねえ、アキト、これって。
Yeah, so this is what we're looking for. But more than anything, we could not believe what we are seeing. And as we turned the pages, I almost forgot to breathe.
そのノートがどうかしたの？これ、星空のスケッチです。さやはこれを描くために、夜中一人で出歩いてたんだよ。
So this is what Saya has been doing when she goes on her night walk.
星空のスケッチ
So we could barely comprehend it. And for Saya's mother, who doesn't know much about astronomy, it must have been really hard to understand. But it's definitely evidence that she is not doing anything shady. So Saya is Saya as always. And this might be something else. Oh, so there's more items. So there are astronomy books stacked on top of reference books that she uses for study. And as I made to grab them, I noticed something under the books. Wait, so this is...
それ
Okay, so the love letter, and now opened. So she's still keeping it.
ごめんなさい。そろそろ私仕事に戻らないと。
Okay. So Saya's mom said this looking at the clock. Oh, I gotta go. And she had come back to the house on her break for us. Well, I'm sorry to trouble you.
これ借りてっていいですか？ええ。ひかりちゃんたちならいいと思うわ。
Okay.
これがあればハーバータウンを説得できる。ね、アキト。
Yeah. So I replaced the love letter as I answered. As I picked up the astronomy books on top, there's one more thing I noticed. So what is it? Wait, what the?
どうしたの？
Oh, nothing. So he took Saya's sketches and left the room.
りなんだよね。
So, going back to Saya and Korona, Saya's still looking for that charm. So, the thing about Saya's notebook is that it provides like a timeline about the stars from 5 years ago to now. And it does give a pretty good proof about the stars are disappearing in the sky. And this Project Starlight makes sense because we want all these lights to turn off so we can see the picture that people saw 5 years ago of the sky.
赤い色してる。ないね。
So it's after school the next day, and I am still searching for my lost charm. Korona had come to help me look, but so far we had not found anything.
本当にここで落としたの？
So are you sure it's here somewhere?
間違いないと思う。
I'm sure.
でもこの道のどこかまでは。いいんだよ、付き合ってくれなくても。私一人で探すから。大切なものなんでしょ。じゃあ手伝うしかないじゃん。部活休んじゃったよ。今日はアキニーんとこでやるはずだったのに。
Well, I prefer to go to the club today, but because I have to help you, I had to skip it. So Korona helps me search as she voices her complaints.
プロジェクトスターライト、うまくいってないの？そうみたい。ピカリンたちが難しい話してて、よくわかんないんだけどね。ハーバータウンのツリーを消してもらえないかもって。それでみんなで昔の資料とか探してるんだ。そう。
Well, I felt guilty that I'm not helping out.
また、光たちの足を引っ張っちゃってる。本当だよ。このままだとプロジェクトうまくいかなくなっちゃうかも。そしたらコロナたちどうなっちゃうのかな。星空が曇っちゃうね。
So I muttered to myself as I waded through the bushes. A dark memory plays over in my mind. So, the notebook from before. And Saya was the one who tried to bring Hikari and Akito together after this breakup.
どうしたの？なんでもない。
Nothing. I felt like I was going to be ripped apart like the journal was on that day, so I pushed the memory from my mind.
ねえ、前から聞きたかったんだけどさ。
So what is it?
あんた、なんで星を見てるの？なんでって？本当に星が好きなの？アキニーのことが好きだから一緒にいただけじゃないの？
So Korona asks silently.
そうかもしれない。
Maybe?
やっぱりそうなんだ。
Korona huffs.
だからコロナちゃんは私に突っかかってきてたの？まあね、そんなところだよ。コロナには全てお見通しだったからね。
Korona would always, pick fights with me, but I never really hated her. Well, I don't know why, but I sometimes find something, congenial with her.
私ね、昔いじめられてたんだ。そうなの？この目のせいでね、みんなと違うからってからかわれたり、仲間外れにされてた。
So I heard that my eyes are different colors because my grandmother was from Northern Europe. And the grandma is on my dad's side. Well, I never met her, but I already had a bad impression of her. She was like the one who gave me these eyes I hated so much.
初めてあっくんと会った日にいきなり目のことを言われて、私泣いちゃった。
So your eyes look like the Albireo stars. There you go. So your eyes look like Albireo.
ちゃんが言ってた。アキ兄がいきなり転校生を泣かせたって。
And that's why Takeichi beat up Akito initially.
でも、あっくんは意地悪で言ったんじゃなかったんだ。
So he had said that they were beautiful like the double stars, Alberio. And they must have been the first thing that he had thought when he had seen them.
それで、光と二人で天体観測会を開いてくれて、見せてくれたの。冬のアルビレオを。
So it was my most precious memory. And I wonder if Sai got to see the real Alberio later on. So the correct one. But Korona seems unmoved. So she looks bored by it. Or more like she's jealous because she got left out.
光とあっくんは私を仲間に入れてくれて、それで一緒に星を見るようになった。
And if you remember why, it's because Korona's mother did not let Korona go out at night. And she did let Takeichi go out, though.
だから星が好きなのか、二人のことが好きなのか、今でもよくわかんないよ。
So Korona nods.
星を見ないアキ兄もピカリンも想像つかないもんね。
So if I am friends with them, then it made sense that I would also be into stargazing. But
あっくんは昔星を見ない天文部員だったんだよね。
But then after the fight with Hikari, he became the astronomer who never looks at stars.
そういやそうだね。なんで見なくなっちゃったんだっけ？ピカリンが引っ越してっちゃったから？きっと私のせい。そうなの？
Well, it's more than Hikari moving away. So Korona looks at me like she is confused, but I pretended not to notice and kept searching. I'm sure Hikari is desperately trying to fix what I had destroyed. And I had done it again.
お守りをなくしたのはきっと罰が当たったんだ。
So I wonder if this is fate.
やっぱり捨てなきゃダメなんだ。この気持ちを。
So I'm starting to believe that I would never find the charm no matter how hard I looked. So what's going on now at the convenience store? Hikari let out a long sigh after she had finished reading Sai's notebook.
すごいね、このノート。
So this is quite extensive. I'm looking at them as well and nodded. So this is 5 years worth of night sketches. It was a colossal amount of data that had been gathered at least once a week when the weather had been good. And it was the fruit of a tremendous amount of hard work.
どうしてサヤはこんなスケッチをつけてたんだろう。
So I checked the earliest date on the sketch. So she started this about half a year after you moved. And that's about when we became estranged. And we weren't talking to each other back then. And it was around the time that had begun construction of the dam that had been relocating the people in Mikazuki village. So did she like the stars so much that she began to draw them by herself? So minus Hikari and Akito. So saying that out loud made me realize how unrealistic it seems. So why would she draw the stars? And moreover, what was the purpose of making all these recordings? And I just could not understand her reasons.
これ、つい最近の分もあるよね。まだ続けてるってことでしょ？どうして私たちに言わなかったんだろう。
Well, I have no clue. So maybe because there was no reason to. Or maybe she just didn't want to tell us.
わかんないよ。親友のことなのに、全然わかんない。
So why did she not tell us then? Hikari looks a little sad as she says this. So we were talking at the counter, and then Miharu-san comes over and peeks over our shoulders. And I wonder what she wants.
おやまあ、こりゃまた地味なこと。
Okay.
これ、さやがつけてたの?
Oh, so Miharu is looking at the notebook as well. From behind. Yeah.
へえ。
So Miharu-san looks dubiously at the journals.
何かの研究でもしてたのかね?
Well, I don't know why these are recorded, but they might be able to change Harbor Town's opinion.
でも、あの真鍋さんだっけ? あの人に任せて大丈夫かな?
So he seems like a nice person, but I felt like he might not be so reliable. And he didn't know anything about astronomy, so could he really make good use of Saya's technical records?
私の知り合い、紹介しようか? いるんですか? ハーバータウンに。
So do you know anyone who can help us?
まあ、いるっちゃいる。
Yes, kind of. So she looks as if she is starting to regret talking about it. So wait, so who is this friend? Do they know anything about astronomy?
そこは問題ない。多分、これ見せたら協力してくれると思う。お願いします、先生。
So please help us.
でもこれしばらく預かることになるわよ。コピーでもいいけど、手書きの方が断然説得力あるし。それはまずいですよね。
So no matter the cause, this is Saya's hard work, and we could not just give it to someone without asking her permission first. And besides, we don't even know why she made these observations. So let's go ask Saya.
そうだね。
So she is still going to school, so it just might be possible to intercept her then. And then I got a message on my phone. So who is it? I was surprised when I saw the screen. So from Saya. So...
なんて書いてるの?
So what did she say? Saya leans, or Hikari leans forward and peeked at my phone. Saya's words are right there on the screen.
もう、あっくんと一緒にはいられない。二人にはずっと星を見ててほしいから。何? どういうこと?
So what's the problem? So why is Saya's like, well, I can't be with you anymore? Hikari is looking at me, hoping for an answer. Well, I had no clue. I just knew that this is a farewell message. So it's nearly the end of February. And it's nearly springtime, but the cold still felt like it was in the middle of winter. And the girls were camped around the heater as Saya and I were alone, not too far from them.
今日も寒いね。
So it's warm here, or it's still cold outside.
本当だね。
So the boys are energetic, or were. And they're fighting with fake swords made of rolled up newspapers in the back of the room.
行くぞ、秋田!
And we see Takeichi. Hey, don't think that you can beat me. So Akito had been hanging out with Take quite a lot recently. And I'm watching them in the corner of my eye as I thought about how graduation is upon us. Or was. So it was normal for children not to talk to each other for a while after a fight, and I thought it was the same with Akito and me. Okay. But I would be moving right after graduation, so if that happened, Akito and I would never be friends again.
さや、あれどうした？
So Saya was fidgeting as she blushed. She grabbed my sleeve and dragged me behind the curtain.
何何？
So, what is it?
一応かけたんだけど。おお、一応っていうか、めっちゃちゃんとしてんじゃん。
So, wow, that is good, says Hikari.
これね、お気に入りの封筒。
And it's in a really good envelope
うさぎのシール、かわいい。
with a rabbit sticker.
とっておきのシール貼ったんだ。あとはこれを渡すだけだね。
So I took past the curtain to the back of the classroom after I said that. Okay, now, that. Take, so how's that? I beat you.
くそ強え。こうなったら奥の手だ。
Nope, not yet. I have my ultimate move. So Saya grabbed her chest as if she was having a heart attack.
無理。
Well, I can't do it.
なんで渡すために書いたんでしょ？
Saya looked pale. She was beyond embarrassment.
何度か渡してみようとしたんだけど、やっぱりできなかったんだ。
Well, I can't do it.
怖くて声かけられなくなっちゃう。なんでよ。私と違ってさやはアキトと喧嘩してないじゃん。だって書くだけでも手が震えて緊張したのに、渡すなんて絶対無理だよ。死んじゃうよ。
Well, it's too embarrassing, and I'm going to fall apart just from giving this to him.
平気だって。人間その程度で死なないから。
Don't worry, it won't happen.
光は私の心臓が今どうなってるか知らないから言えるんだよ。
Saya said pathetically. And with her face like that, it looked like she really might die.
わかった。じゃあその手紙、私が渡してあげるよ。本当？いいの？
Akito and I weren't speaking to each other, but that should not stop me from being able to give him this letter, I had thought.
ありがとう、光。
So Saya is really cute handing me her precious love letter with tears of happiness. And since she was my dear friend and someone who I looked up to. So I'm sure part of it, if I had been born cute, a cute girl like Saya, then I would be able to fall in love too. And holding on to those thoughts, I took the envelope with the rabbit sticker. But it took about a month for me to give Akito this letter. And knowing that it was a love letter made it so much harder to deliver. Okay. So it wasn't just like delivering homework to a classmate who is sick. And it was a letter filled with feelings from one important friend to another. And in the end, I only managed to give him the letter as I was going home from graduation. But all the time, because I never told him who the letter was from, Akito never knew, and likewise, he never opened it. And the rabbit sticker has sealed the letter for the last 4 years.
もうあっくんと一緒にはいられない。
Okay?
二人にはずっと星を見ててほしいから。
So going back to present times, It's like, wait, so what's gotten into Saya? So why would she give me that response? So I immediately answered Saya, but she still hadn't messaged me, and the message had been marked as delivered, but I don't know if she actually read the message or not.
さやはママが誤解してたこと知らないから、それで思い詰めちゃったんじゃないかな。多分そうだよ。ちゃんと話せばすぐ元通りだって。
So, in a cheerful voice, Hikari smacked my back several times. Yeah. So I returned to my thoughts. I had thought that the same thing as Hikari at first, but the more I thought about it, there is definitely something else going on here. So I'm sure Sai would not give that kind of response to me. And besides, so it's like she's been pondering over something since the stargazing event. And I realized something is up with Saya. But I had been either too busy or had tried to put it off, and I still had missed it. And maybe that was the cause. If I only had really listened to her. So I look at the starry sketches on the table, and I thought I knew everything about Saya, but I really don't know a single thing. And we had been friends for so long, I just want to know about her, but somehow I never gotten to know her deeply. So I had no idea that she'd be doing all this without me or us knowing. So the other person being Hikari. So what's going on? So it's definitely not Saya. I heard Kotaro barking. I thought that Saya had come to visit, but I'm wrong. So I could see someone's shadow through the window.
コロナじゃん。
So it's obviously Korona. Hello, Korona. Go away. Hello, come on, let's be together.
こーら、小太郎、吠えるな。
Hey, don't scare her. Well, I'm just saying hi. Hikari grabs him by the head and he finally quieted down. Okay, that's better.
この犬め、命拾いしたわね。
And Korona shouldn't incite another fight with Kotaro.
小太郎、小屋に戻ってな。
So Kotaro finally calms down after Hikari forcefully drags Kotaro to his doghouse. Well, that's rare, Korona.
アキリ、ピカリ。
So Korona looks at us and instantly begins to cry. So what's wrong?
どうしたのあんた。何かあった？
So Korona noticed that Hikari was sincerely worried and she held onto her tightly.
助けて、ピカリ。ん？
So it looks like it's too hard for her to talk about it outside. So I had Miharu handle the store as I brought Hikari and Korona to my room. Okay, so now you're in a more comfortable environment, so tell us what's going on. Okay, so have some warm cocoa
ありがとう、アキリ。
or warm chocolate.
君だ。
So Korona calms down quite a bit after warming up with the cocoa.
それで何があったの？タケにいじめられた？
So what's wrong? Take bullying you? So Korona's holding the cup of cocoa with both hands as she shook her head. No? It sure seems like she had something to say, but still she is hesitating to tell us.
黙ってちゃ何もしてあげられないよ。
So tell us what is going on. So Hikari's trying to act like a calm, older sister. So looking down in deep thought, Korona looks really miserable.
コロナじゃ手に負えないよ。
So, help.
ねえ、ピカリ、あの人引き取りに来て。は？何？え？
So what do you
どういう
mean?
こと？
So what do you mean pick her up? So who? We had no idea what she's talking about.
決まってんじゃん！天の川先輩だよ！
Well, it's definitely. So, Amanagawa senpai. So she slams the table in a show of dominance like there is not anyone she could be talking about, and we just stood there like fools.
さや、あんたのところにいるの？
So Saya's with you? So now Korona tells Hikari and Akito that, well, Saya's been in my place, or Amanagawa senpai has been in my place the whole time. Korona just gives a big nod. Yes. So Hikari's mouth was wide open and I'm laughing. Okay, well, that's Saya. So we had never thought that she would go to Korona's place. But that had been just what we thought, so we hadn't even bothered to ask.
レンタル DVD 屋で偶然会って止めてくれって言われて、事情はよくわかんなかったけど、でもコロナがダメって言ったらもう行くところないって言うから、そしたら大変じゃん。夜の街を徘徊して不良になって。
So Korona held her head in bewilderment.
そんなことになったらコロナはでっかい十字架を背負って残りの人生を生きることになるんだ。
But Take didn't seem like he knew anything.
お兄ちゃんには秘密にしてたの。絶対気づかれないようにしてた。バレたらアキ兄に行っちゃうから。
Okay? I see.
それでしばらくうちに泊めてあげてたんだけど、なんかどんどん深刻そうな感じになってくし、黙って静かにしてたと思ったら急に涙ぐむし。
So, there's nothing I can do to help Saya. She keeps crying.
もうコロナじゃ手に負えないよ。
So, I can't do anything to help Amanagawa senpai. So, Korona clungs onto Hikari.
よしよし、大変だったんだね。
Okay, I understand. It is kind of hard.
それであの子、今どうしてるの？部屋にいる。なんか大切なものをなくしたって言って、それからずっと塞ぎ込んでる。大切なものって？わかんない。お守りだって言ってたけど。
So basically, Saya's gone all crazy because she can't find that luck charm. And now it's bothering Korona.
何それ？アキト知ってる？
A charm. So what is this? So he's trying to remember the past about what the charm is.
私のお守り。
So Saya's charm.
これはね、私が絶対なくしたくないものなの。
Okay. So the charm had looked really important to her, but she also had been kind of embarrassed by it, so she had hidden it in her hand. Well, I think I've seen her with something like that before, but I don't really know what about it too much. And that had been the first time I had learned about her charm. And just what kind of charm is it?
なんかね、すごく大切なものなんだって言ってた。コロナも一緒に探したんだけど見つからなくて、そしたら
Okay?
あれがないと、もうアキ兄と会えないんだって。アキト。
Okay, that makes sense. So I remember the message that she just sent me. So was she trying to say that she could not see me because of no charm? But what kind of connection do I have with that charm?
何か特別な願掛けでもしてたのかな。
Well, anyways, we have to know where Saya is.
今すぐ連れ戻そう。
Or we know where Saya is, so we have to go and find her. And pick her up. So I stopped Hikari from staying up. Well, first, let's tell Saya's mother. So we could decide what to do after that. Okay. So Hikari groans as she looks at the time on her phone.
まあ、さやの一大事だって言ったら、一度くらいは許してくれると思うけどね。
So Hikari relaxed as we wait for the train outside the ticket gates. So we had gone to tell Saya's mother where she is. Her mother says that as long as Saya is safe, that we didn't have to force her to go back home. That's good.
じゃあ、明日私が会いに行ってくるよ。
So she looks at me as if to ask if that is okay with me. So in her hands are the night sketches that Saya drew. Yes, I appreciate that. So we need to ask Saya if it's okay to use her sketches to help negotiate with Harbor Town. So, but Saya has says that she would not see us. So it's not just Akito but Hikari as well. And because she had lost something important. Oh yeah, so it's Akito. So going to see her while knowing that would be disrespecting her wishes.
さやが大切にしてたお守りって何なのかな?
Well, I don't know, but I'm sure that she would not tell us even if we asked.
あの子頑固だからね。
So Saya is an honest person, but when she starts thinking about something, she just would not let it go. So Saya is just that kind of girl. But I think it has something to do with me, so I'll think about it. I decided that I wanted to learn about the hidden side of Saya, so well, I'm sure it's more than just Saya as a girl.
私も考えてみる。
So Hikari looks down at the night sketches in her hand. Okay, so the train's here, so be careful.
じゃあね、おやすみ。
Okay, good night. Yeah, good night. So Hikari waves her hand and goes through the ticket gates. Okay, so now with Hikari gone... So back at the store, Miharu-san is manning the counter. And maybe I should walk Kotaro first. So Miharu-san looks bored with her chin in her hands, and it looks like she does not want to be bothered, so I just wave my hand. So I'll let Miharu know that I'm taking Kotaro on a walk. Okay, let's go. Okay. So Kotaro's wagging his tail crazily as I got his leash ready and took him for a night walk. So, okay, I get to stay away from this doghouse and get to go somewhere. So, Kotaro? So, sticking his nose in the bush smelling around, Kotaro looked up to me apologetically. Okay, so he's using Kotaro to help find that item for Saya. So Korona has says that Saya lost her charm somewhere here. And I am relying on Kotaro's nose and his smell to find Saya's lost charm, but it doesn't seem like it'll be easy. So it has Saya's scent, and you know So you know her, you love her. Yes, says Kotaro. Okay, so I'm trusting you, boy. Okay. So Kotaro would always smell every little thing during our normal walk. I tried looking around with a flashlight in places that Kotaro cannot reach, but we didn't find it. So it'd be better to look in daylight. So no luck. So I tried to think about what kind of charm she has. Or she had. So it's probably from the shrine behind the mountain. So they have charms for things like good luck, safe travels, and safe childbirth. So it's probably a safe childbirth one. Wait a minute. So Sai's charm probably is just one of those normal ones, so it had to be no more important than this. So maybe she got it from somebody else. So it's a special charm that does not fit in any of the 3 categories. So we had asked Saya's mom about it too, and she does not know either. I tried to remember if I gave it to her, but I don't remember ever buying a charm before. Well, I don't understand Saya's feelings at all. So as a long-time friend and as her boyfriend, I wanted to see if it is pathetic. So Akito's kind of curious about what kind of charm Saya has that she's missing. Okay, so it's 4 o'clock the next day.
コロナからだ。サヤが部屋に戻ってるって。
Okay?
では、いよいよオペレーションを。
Okay, so let's go after her now.
天の岩戸、こじ開けに行ってくる。
Well, I'm counting on you. So, okay, Hikari, you do the job.
任せろ。ご分を。
And Hinami. So I left Hoshino Daiichi and went towards Korona's house to see Saya. And for the last day, I've been wondering why Saya has been sketching the night sky. But the only reason I could come up with is that she likes the stars.
そんなんじゃないよ。それで、あんな観測記録はつけない。
So if she likes the stars, then she would stop at stargazing. Or she wouldn't stop. But we have been friends forever, but I still cannot understand what she is feeling. So I'm so patient and frustrated that I don't get any sleep last night, or I didn't. So to be honest, I am scared to go and see Saya. And he remembers Saya's harsh words at them. Or at Hikari. So remembering what Saya said made my legs tremble. I tried to hold myself together, but I start to cry.
私たち、親友じゃないのかな。口を挟んじゃいけなかったのかな。
So I've been asking myself that every day since then, but I still don't know. But the answer is both of those questions are in the same place.
この辺りも随分変わったな。
So I whispered to myself as I walked around. Well, I hadn't been to Korona's house often, but I know every corner of the Mikazuki area. But now with all that has changed around here, it's like I'm walking through a completely new town. So there are streetlights and the new pavement, asphalt, and pretty normal. So new homes, new stores. It's a scenery that can be seen anywhere, but it's hard to tell the difference. So it's not like the town that he grew up in many years ago.
ブランクがあるもん。しょうがないか。
So it had been 4 years since I had moved because of my father's job, so I had not had much of a chance to visit here. In those days, I traveled almost an hour to come here almost yesterday, but I did not travel these kinds of distances as a kid. As a kid, I don't think I had much of a concept of how far it was. So the town I lived until now is beyond the last station of the train line. And as I had grown up, an hour commute became not such a big deal, but still it felt like the town had changed a lot. Okay.
ブランク。そっか。ブランクがあるんだ。私たちにも。
So we hadn't always kept in touch during these 4 years, so let's see. There were some gaps between me and Saya. So she said that she and Akito didn't talk for a while either.
さやはその間にこのスケッチをつけ始めた。
So the first date recorded is half a year after Hikari moved. So I stopped and thought, okay, so for this whole time we've been looking at the story from Hikari's perspective. So just what Sai thought about during that time. So her friend had moved far away and she stopped talking to the boy that she liked. So did she move on and have fun with new friends? Well, maybe. Or...
お、光じゃねえか。
And Takeichi notices Hikari. So I stopped in my tracks as an unhappy-looking boy walks out of the video rental shop.
タケ、あんた何してんの？
見りゃわかんだろ。借りてた DVD 返しに来たんだよ。
Well, what's special? I'm just returning something.
部活どうしたのよ？
サボったんでしょみたいな言い方すんな。この間の練習試合で手首ひねったんだ。
Well, it's like... Well, I'm pretty sure Takeichi is not playing basketball all the time. So there are some times he can take a step back. But looks like he's like, well, I injure myself, so...
大丈夫なの？
大会までには余裕で治る。今は大事をとって練習短めに切り上げてんだよ。
So, I'm supposed to take it easy while my injuries heal. Sakito told me once that Take may not look serious, but he worked really hard when it comes to basketball.
お前こそ何してんだよ。アキトは一緒じゃねえのか？
Okay, so Hikari's just alone.
うん。今さやに会いに行くところ。
そういやあいつ最近見ねえな。
So yeah, I haven't seen Saya lately.
家出してるからね。
へえ、家で。え、マジで？
Wait, really?
その潜伏先があんたんちだって分かったのよ。
And she's in your place.
へえ、俺んち。ってマジかよおい。
コロナがかくまってる。
あいつの部屋にいる友達って天の川だったのかよ。
So Takeichi can piece everything together. It's like, well, my sister Korona mentioned that she had a friend over, and that's probably Saya.
そんなに鈍感で神野さんとうまくやれてるの？
なるえちゃん、言葉がきついからちょっとくらい鈍感な方がいいんだって本人が言ってた。
I think I'm going well with Nare-chan.
そういうのもあるのか。
So there are so many kinds of relationships. So we are heading in the same direction, so it's natural that we walked there together. So what else does Hikari have? So the awkward silence is killing me.
そうだ。ねえあんた、ずっとアキトと仲良かったんだよね。
おう、なんだかんだでな。
私が引っ越してった後のアキトとサヤのこと教えて。
So do you have any ideas about how it was when I was gone?
はあ？んなの本人に聞けよ。
Well, I don't know.
聞きづらいことだってあるのよ。もしくは本人の口からはあんまり聞きたくない話とか。
あるか？そんなの。
例えば。
So things are getting awkward, and I started to hesitate.
マジな恋愛のこととか。
So Take looks like I had said something very disgusting.
あんたね、私だって傷つくんだからね。
悪かったよ。
Well, I'm sorry. So Take looks forward as he begins to talk with annoyance.
それってあれか？お前もアキトのことが。
それ以上言うと地獄好きするわよ。
怖え。
Okay. Well, I still wasn't fully aware of some feelings deep down in myself yet. But I know that I didn't want to hear about this from either Akito or Saya. So is it jealousy? Or did I just feel the need to fill in those 4 years that were like a hole in my past?
だからお願い。
わかったよ。でも、俺がこんな話したって、アキトには絶対言うなよ。なんか照れくせえから。
うん、約束は守る。
So I look at him seriously, and Take starts talking like how, or he felt obligated.
お前が引っ越してく前から、お前らとアキト気まずかったよな。
So the fight.
うん。
While I could still hear the sound of the planetary observation journal tearing to pieces, and it hurts.
お前がいなくなった後も、アキトと天の川はほとんど喋ってなかったよ。まあ、だんだん色気づく年で、ガキの頃みたいに男と女が一緒にいるのは照れくさくなってくるしな。
So I wasn't sure that was the reason Akito and Saya had stopped talking. And when I handed over the love letter, I didn't tell Akito who it was from, and he didn't open it at all. So Akito had never showed up to the meeting place, and Saya had thought that he dumped her. And I don't know about Akito, but that must have been the reason why Saya stopped talking to him.
その二人がどうしてまた話すようになったの？
So I thought it was strange that they got close, that she even got the nickname Commuter Wife.
アキトのじいさんが亡くなったんだ。
So, the moment that changed everything when Akito's grandfather passed. So, I'm going to leave the rest to next episode, and it's kind of interesting that Akito wants Hikari to go to Saya first. It's probably because, well, Akito respects Saya's choice not to meet him because of the missing luck charm. So, I'm sure Korona's getting tired of taking care of Saya, and I'm sure Korona's trying hard to calm Saya down, but probably the luck charm is driving Saya insane, and Korona can't handle it anymore. So, I'm sure what Saya has, so the notebook of all the different constellations, that's going to be very powerful because the record is complete and it shows a timeline, and that's going to convince the city, harbor town that this Project Starlight is going to be beneficial. It's like, well, if we do turn off the lights, we can see this. So, we're going to see how everything comes down next time. And with that in mind, I'll see you later.